If you have ever wondered how many characters are in Victini and Friends Plus Adventures, then don't worry. We've created a massive guide to all Victini characters that have ever been shown, including upcoming characters for our future videos. With that being said, here's our official guide to every character shown in Victini and Friends. Main characters. These characters are the ones you'll see most often.
Victini. Victini is the star of the show. Victini as personality was first created back in 2015. But he was only filmed up until 2019. There are some past Victini videos created that no longer exist, which date back to these times. Victini is most known for his passion and obsession with the restaurant McDonald's. He's an outgoing, extroverted character that is the definition of having fun. Some of his other favorites include the singer Taeyoon, Minions, SpongeBob, and I'd say anything red or yellow. He also has a great passion for cheese, but that isn't shown often in his personality. He is included in a trio of friends that involve himself, Leafeon, and Lucario, who have been friends with him since the first ever Victini video. His voice is inspired by SpongeBob.
I've got something I know you can do. We're gonna open a jar. Easy.
Guys, today is actually a really special day.
Part of the reason he loves McDonald's so much is because it consists of his two favorite colors, and looks just like him. There's a consistent pattern with all the things he likes. It's all yellow or red, and acts similar to him. His birthday is on April 15th, National McDonald's Day. Fun fact, Wolf is Very Epic, the voice of Leafeon and Lucario, shares the same birthday with Victini. It's hilarious how his birthday is not only on National McDonald's Day, but also shares it with the McDonald's lover himself. If you ever wondered why we went on vacations for Victini around his birthday, that's why. And of course, Victini isn't complete without his friends.
Leafeon. Leafeon is a bit of a geek. He likes science, dinosaurs, nature, and all things green. He's passionate about staying healthy, or at least his idea of healthiness.
Think about Quest protein chips.
I'm just gonna pick the healthiest one you have, even if you don't have my favorite healthy snacks. It seems like Victini still didn't get the Quest Nutrient sour cream and onion chips. But it seems like I was able to get some sour cream and onion Lay's. So I'm gonna be taking these.
Leafeon's favorite restaurant is Chick-fil-A, and commonly used to get mad at Victini for not wanting to go there.
Here's the thing, Victini, is that every time we have a party or something, we always get McDonald's, and it's never something else. Get like hamburgers or hot dogs or pizza or something.
His obsession with Chick-fil-A is nowhere near as obsessive as Victini's. He mainly spends his time outside in nature when his friends aren't around. Leafeon used to have a more basic personality compared to newer, more recent videos.
I am merely just a little fish for him to eat. You too, Leafeon.
Yeah.
Hey, Victini! Oh, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Did you bring your snacks? Oh, yeah, I did. I never really tried the Flaming Hot Cheetos. I bet they're really spicy.
Yeah, I bet they really are.
He didn't really have much of a personality and mainly just pestered Victini for not liking Chick-fil-A. But over time, he's become a lot more likable and has a clearer personality. Leafeon is a rule follower. Anytime there's peer pressure in school, someone breaking school rules, or just any rules in general, he's always doing the right thing. He always turns in his homework in time and never cheats. His birthday is on March 12th, National Flower and Plant Day. Leafeon's actual favorite food is salad, and no matter what, he will order a salad at every restaurant. Leafeon sometimes isn't in favor of what Victini does, but he still cares and loves Victini deep down. Lucario. The final member of the Victini trio is Lucario. Lucario is quiet and rather secretive, but definitely has the biggest obsession over a food item, even over Victini. Lucario has an insane obsession with vinegar chips, and he's always nervous or weirded out about his friends knowing this.
Today's the day. They might find out about my giant bag of vinegar chips.
Lucario is usually always in his head about either vinegar chips or something he's nervous about. He's often hiding a big secret that he wants no one to figure out. He even has a secret book where he writes vinegar chip facts that no one knows. He has imagined and even created vinegar chip Lunchables, vinegar chips the size of a house, boxes of vinegar chips, and probably tons more. His obsession started when the trio was having an iconic snack and movie night, where he randomly picked up vinegar chips and has been obsessed ever since.
Okay, so let me see what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna pick something random. Whoa, I got vinegar chips.
Little is known about Lucario, and little will probably ever be told about Lucario. Just recently, we figured out that he has a cousin called Zorark and has glasses when reading. His friends were shocked when finding this out. It really makes you wonder what other things he's hiding, and some might never be found out. Like Leafeon, he too used to have a very boring personality. He was so quiet, but in some Victini videos, he had at most 2 lines and all he said was, okay, or sure, and maybe sometimes talked about vinegar chips.
Just tell me when you're ready, cause we don't want you to be in there forever.
Okay.
Yeah, are you doing good in there, Victini? Okay.
But again, since I've gotten better at being a character, he now has a way clearer and better personality. His birthday is on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. He loves going to Mexican restaurants on his birthday and always sneaks vinegar chips as a backup. But don't worry, he likes chips and salsa too. His other favorites include Dunkin' Donuts, Secrets, hash browns, and coffee. Lucario is and always will be the most secretive friend.
Snivy. Snivy is a snotty kid that loves movies and popcorn. His best friend is Charmander, and is also in close connections with Victini in the trio. His origin started from an old 2015 video where Victini and Snivy made Lunchables together, so they've been good friends for years now. No one really knows where his obsession with movies and popcorn came from, but he just loves to see every movie that's out. He has quite literally watched almost every animated movie. His favorite movie of all time is The Wild Robot, which he watched recently. Snivy has also shown signs of liking robots. His other favorite movie franchise was Transformers.
And I can't wait to try my new Lunchables! Wow, it even has a nice transformer on it.
Now he's really obsessed with The Wild Robot. His obsession with these likely came from watching movies when he was a kid. His favorite food is Lunchables, and he always packs it for lunch every day.
And done. I made the greatest pizza, and so did you, Charmander.
His birthday is on August 27th, National Cinema Day. Snivy also has a strange obsession with being exactly like his older brother.
Oh, this is exactly what my older brother did. Too bad he's too cool to come out to recess now. But he always used to collect rocks.
He always gets excited when Servine is mentioned. Hopefully Snivy can grow up to be just as cool as Servine.
Charmander. Charmander sounds and acts somewhat similar to Snivy, but the biggest difference is his love for the color orange and pizza. He collects things that are orange, eats things that are orange, and loves orange. If it comes in orange, Charmander has to have it. Charmander is Snivy's best friend. They have been friends longer than Victini has. Charmander is also friends with the trio, and they've met in school a while ago. Charmander really likes the restaurant Dewey's, but he would literally eat any pizza. Papa John's, Domino's, Lenny's Pizza, no matter what, he'd eat it. Some of the things he likes include Reese's, Cheese Puffs, Cheetos, and Goldfish crackers. His birthday is on February 9th, National Pizza Day.
Surf's Up. Surf's Up is the dude. He's a bit of a douchey, selfish penguin that always, and I mean always, sneaks on Victini's trips. Surf's Up probably has the craziest obsession with pools, hot tubs, and anything to do with summer. You'll never not find him at a pool. He spends days, nights, and even weeks in pools. He's a pool fanatic. He also is very protective over his inner tube.
Wait a minute. I just forgot some of my inner tube. Oh no!
He has a sister named Surfy who lives in Florida. He's always annoyed about the area he lives and wishes he lived in Florida like his sister.
You know what I would do if I lived here, Serpy? I would just never stay inside. We would have water competitions all day.
He also secretly could have a long-lost brother. That may or may not be future foreshadowing. He is friends with the trio, but they never really accept him as a true friend since he steals covers, food, and sneaks into their hotel room. He's always making comebacks anytime there's a pool. We originally bought Surf's Up for the inner tube since it works perfectly for Victini, but he eventually became a character. His first appearance was in Greg's dance party, where he seemed to be some sort of enemy for Leafeon.
Not this guy again.
Leafeon still doesn't really like Surf's Up. His birthday is on July 4th, the 4th of July, in the hottest month. Little Sweetie. Little Sweetie, or just Kitty, is Victini's cat. She first appeared in Victini's new room, where she just spawned in his bed for no reason, and ever since he's had a cat. Not really much is known about how this cat appeared on his bed, or what happened, but she constantly makes a cameo in videos, and will for sure continue to appear in more.
Emolga. Emolga is a necessary character. He seems to run every single restaurant except Lenny's Pizza, and always is a waiter for Victini and his friends. No one really knows his personality, since it's always been assumed that he puts on a restaurant persona, and literally no one knows where he lives, sleeps, and who he really is. Amolga is a chill guy, and he's very honest about what's good and what isn't on the menu. People seem to love him as a waiter since he's hired at every restaurant, and will make an appearance anytime Victini and the trio are hungry. Amolga doesn't even have a known birthday. I'd say he's even more secretive than Lucario.
Uber driver. When Victini and friends need to go somewhere, they call the Uber driver. The only thing that is known about the Uber driver is what he does, which is transport Victini and friends to their desired destination. No one knows what the Uber driver looks like, only how he sounds. The Uber driver kind of serves as a parental figure for the Victini and friends. The Uber driver takes Victini and friends wherever they want to go, even 14-hour-long Florida drives.
Zorark. Zorark is the epitome of cool. He's chill, enthusiastic about cars, and will always have your back if needed. Zorark is Lucario's cousin, which Victini and friends just found out recently. He's commonly shown driving a Corvette, but that's really just one of the many cars he owns. His favorite restaurant is Chili's because he's just that chill. He loves ordering his favorite food, smash burgers, at Chili's. Even though Zorark is so chill, do not underestimate him when he gets mad. He knows how to punch. He's the strongest and most fit out of the squad. His birthday is on November 4th, which is National Candy Day. Typically, Zorark will come to town for his birthday. That's really the only time you'll see him. He lives in Sandusky, Ohio, a far trip for Victini and friends. Side characters. These characters are useless, but still have personalities and have appeared in videos. Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs is the principal at Victini's elementary school called Crazy Town Elementary. He created the slogan,
We are the best!
which is used to describe the students at the school. Mr. Krabs was an older character who was brought back recently. All the students that go to Crazy Town Elementary love him because he's the chillest principal. Dogart. Dogart is the vice principal at Crazy Town Elementary, which actually might not be very well known because of the really old videos on our channel. These two videos involve Dogart stealing a treasure box, and also Mr. Krabs was in jail. These videos are not canon, by the way. Dogart has put the past behind himself and now has an official role in Victini videos. Dogart does in fact know Victini, and he's shown up in pretty much every Greg party. We plan to do more with his character since he hasn't shown up in quite a while. Dogart the name came from a person from 2015 in Drawcast. He was inspired by this character.
Mr. Golden Dragon. Mr. Golden Dragon is the bus driver at Crazy Town Elementary, but for some reason he chooses to use a dump truck instead. This dump truck has deep history and has been seen in very old Victini videos. It was even used by Seaweed Man once. But now Mr. Golden Dragon uses it for good, hauling kids to the school. Mr. Golden Dragon is pretty passionate about a song he made back in 2003 called Runnin' Wild and Free.
I do have my own song I recorded back in 2003.
He seems to be the only person who likes it, but always insists that everyone loves it. He's been driving the friends to school for ages now, being seen as a bus driver every new year that starts. Greg. Greg is a partygoer, a millionaire, and a great dancer. He invented a popular dance called the Greg, which involves you to wiggle around and move just like him. The dance is always done with his iconic song, the Greg theme song, aka Cut and Run. Greg is actually just a stage name. His real name is Muno, which no one even knows. His first ever appearance was in Victini's dancing lessons. They quickly learned just why Greg is so popular. There's no party like a Greg party.
Fry Guys. The Fry Guys probably share one brain cell together. Their whole personality revolves around Greg and what he does. They show up first at every Greg party, they vibe with Greg, and even spend full nights in Greg's studio. These two are loud, annoying, and obnoxious, but Greg still tolerates them. Also, fun fact, we got these guys from a King's On prize machine. Groby. Groby is a green monster who runs Lenny's Pizza. He's the talk of the town and used to work at every single place before Moga took over. His past jobs included restaurants, being a doctor, as well as being a delivery driver. He's done with these jobs and seems to fully work on his pizzeria. He gets good business seemingly and always gets crowds going regardless of the day. The only trouble he has is finding good coworkers.
Tommy. Speaking of bad coworkers, we have Tommy. Tommy is a weird, lazy coworker that never tries to do work or even wants to. For some reason, he always shows up around Halloween and shows off his bird sticker, bro, which he seems to be way too proud of. He's passionate about not doing work and anytime there's an opportunity not to do work, he's not gonna do it. He also does this weird, unexplainable tumbleweed rolling and shouts about no work. He's been constantly told off by Groby to try, but he never listens, and eventually he will get fired. Currently, he's replaced by James, who's only slightly better, but still equally as bad.
James. James is a bad replacement. He doesn't know how to spell, how to read, and thinks Capri Sun is vodka. Just like Tommy, he doesn't want to work, and usually sits around and drinks something instead of giving it to a customer. Typically, Eve, another coworker, tells him to do his job, but he never listens. Groby seems to be getting annoyed by his antics, but he still can't find any other replacements.
Annie. Annie has never appeared in any currently available Victini video, but in a really old video, she showed up in Groby's restaurant, where she used to work alongside Tommy. Even though this hasn't been shown, her lore is that soon after losing all hope in Tommy, she gave up working at the place and was later replaced by Eve. Eve, the final worker from Groby's restaurant, and probably the best co-worker Groby has ever had. She works fast and satisfies customers. She even tries her hardest to get James to help. She seems to be doing incredible enough by herself, and she's definitely what's causing all the crowds and positivity. Despite this, she doesn't really like her job, even though Groby pays well.
I hate my job.
Groby's restaurant wouldn't be as good without her.
Lenny Face mascot. The Lenny Face is the mascot for Groby's restaurant. Originally, this idea dates back to 2019, the first ever Victini video, and the Lenny Face stuck around and has become iconic for the brand. The Lenny Face is an outdated meme that has originated in the 2010s. It's a very infamous copy-pasted emoticon. Although the Lenny Face isn't a character, it's how Groby established his brand.
The new neighbors, aka Rilakkuma and Ko-Rilakkuma. These two are the neighbors of Victini. They wear bunny costumes as some sort of disguise and were originally shown speaking Animal Crossing language, but later on they started speaking English. They're seen catching bugs, exploring, and having fun with their grandparents. Their basement is also infamous and holds a dark secret that only Victini knows. The trio have become good friends with the neighbors and now understand what they do outside.
Grandma and Grandpa Bear. Grandma and Grandpa Bear are the grandparents of the neighbors. They are voiced by our actual grandparents and seem to still currently babysit the two. They go on adventures with the neighbors and always take them to places they need to go, like restaurants, stores, and even shop at Cracker Barrel.
Mrs. Piplup. Mrs. Piplup is Victini and Friends' 5th grade teacher. She's been teaching at Crazy Town Elementary for years now, and is known to be one of the best teachers there. She's nice and passionate about her students doing good in her class. She also won't give you too much homework, and doesn't do assigned seating. She wants her students to make friends and have fun in her class. And to her, that means less assignments and more recess. Mr. Aurora. Mr. Aurora is Crazy Town Elementary's photographer. He takes all the school photos every year and is known for having the most high quality and iconic photography. One of his most famous photos is when he took Servine's portrait. Mr. Aurora is an expert in Photoshop, and he even has his own class on photography in Crazy Town Elementary.
Meryl. Meryl is in charge of giving the students of Crazy Town Elementary school lunch, which is either a hit or a miss. Typically, the school does have good quality lunch, but there are days where only goldfish crackers and bananas are served. Meryl is also the janitor and cleans up the cafeteria after the students are finished.
Skitty. Skitty is a friend of Victini and the trio. She's rarely ever shown with them, but she seems to visit often. She's been seen practicing her singing and is good at guidance. She's very caring and is always hanging out with her best friend, Dearling. She has an older sister, Delcatty, who will be a future appearance. Dearling. Dearling is the celebrity of the school. She's the popular girl and Skitty's best friend. She's all about being girly and always brags about her commercial she got to be in. Despite that, she's still very nice, but she does let the confidence get to her sometimes. Vulpix. Vulpix is a quiet bookworm. She was actually a part of Victini's class, but was never properly introduced. She's rather shy and shares similar interests to Leafeon. Speaking of Leafeon, he secretly has feelings for her, which none of his friends know about. Also, she's going to have a major glow-up that we won't reveal just yet.
Servine. Servine, aka
The coolest kid around.
is exactly who Snivy wants to be. Servine's hobbies include herping, collecting rocks, and watching movies too, of course. He's friends with Surf's Up and Zorark, who are a lot older than Victini and Friends. Although he is inspiring, he has some bad hobbies such as skipping class, but overall he's a cool guy.
Surfy. Surfy is Surf's Up's sister, who lives in Orlando, Florida. Just like Surf's Up, she's always in the pool. When the two are together, they are always doing swimming competitions. It's always a fair game since both of them are excellent swimmers. Surfy's hobbies are more expanded on compared to Surf's Up. Surfy enjoys everything about summer, compared to Surf's Up, who literally only just likes pools. The two of them are pretty similar though. They snore the same, they share the same enthusiasm about swimming, and have the same goals. Lapras. If you thought Surf's Up or Surfy was the best swimmer, the truth is, Lapras is. She actually taught Surf's Up how to swim, even though he'd never admit that. Lapras has her own swimming lessons at the Crazy Town Aquatic, which is super successful at teaching anyone how to swim. Lapras has a power for helping anyone who has a fear of swimming, which is exactly why Lucario learned how to swim. Horsey. Horsey rules the Seahorse Kingdom at Crazy Town Aquatic, which is a huge seahorse statue located there. The Seahorse Kingdom serves as a place to cool off on a hot day, which Lucario seemed to really enjoy. The Seahorse Kingdom sits aside the Starfish Kingdom, which hasn't been introduced yet. Umbreon and Espeon couple, the one and only canonical couple in Victini and Friends. They're typically seen in the background being cutesy with one another on Victini vacations. Their relationship is inspired off of Cough Blade, which is why the Umbreon shares the same voice as Blade from HSR. Bunny, the only Animal Crossing character in Victini and Friends. She serves as a commercial actress and was part of the official back-to-school ad.
Taeyun. Taeyun is Victini's cardboard cutout, which he's obsessed with. Taeyun is Victini's favorite singer. The cutout isn't really an actual character, but Victini is convinced he can actually talk. Victini also believes that Taeyun too loves McDonald's.
Santa. Of course everyone knows who Santa is. Santa brings happiness and presents to everyone across Crazy Town, no matter how strange or obscure your interests are, even if all you want is a giant bag of vinegar chips. Crazy Town Santa ensures that you'll get any gift you desire, as long as you're on the nice list. Antagonist. These are the characters who are villains. Seaweed Man. Seaweed Man is the enemy of Greg. He's the proudest and biggest hater of Greg's dance parties. He despises the Greg theme song and hates seeing the dance everywhere he goes. Nowadays, he's on good terms with Greg, but still hates seeing the dance everywhere. If you've ever wondered why he was always so beat up, well, there's actually some lore to that, but basically we just got a new version of Seaweed Man. The old one was split in half for unknown reasons, but there is some lore to this. But basically he got repaired by Groby when Groby used to work at the hospital.
Yellow Among Us, or Yellow Thing. The Yellow Thing lives in the basement of the neighbor's house. The catch is, only Victini sees it. Not its friends, not even the neighbors know. He scared Victini multiple times, stole his McDonald's, and even appeared in his house. This thing haunts Victini, and he still hasn't figured out why. His friends don't believe a word he's saying because he can never prove it. They think it's just a figment of his imagination.
The Thing. The Thing is a newly added creepy decoration monster that was shown in the Halloween Haunt video. It's similar to the Yellow Thing, where only one person sees it, but this time it's Lucario. In Lucario's case, I'd say it's even creepier. I won't explain why because of spoilers, but even the appearance of this thing alone is creepy. Victini. Victini is a strange version of Victini that appeared in the Florida Vacation video. Victini is similar to Victini, but his main difference is his love for Wendy's. He always says that he wants Wendy's in his weird
My Wendy
voice. The only thing that's even slightly similar with Victini and Victini is the way they look, which is identical enough that neither Lucario or Leafeon can tell the difference. But Victini is overall weird. His last appearance was in their house, where once again he was looking for Wendy's. But almost like every villain, only some people can see him. Victini always hides or straight up runs away when Victini gets close, which means only Leafeon and Lucario see Victini.
The Coral Snake. The Coral Snake is an aggressive and hungry snake that first appeared in Victini Gets Lost, where it chased him twice. Luckily, Victini escaped, but ever since, the snake's existence has haunted Victini every time he goes outside. Victini previously wasn't really afraid of snakes, but this snake is what caused him to be nervous or get scared when snakes are mentioned. Permanently gone characters. These are characters that appeared in videos but will never come back.
Pirate Eevee. This random Eevee showed up on the first Halloween video and was never explained. Victini and Leafeon just started casually talking to this Eevee as if they knew her, meanwhile Lucario was in the background struggling. To be fair, her entrance was kind of random and almost felt like a filler scene. There's really not much to do or go off with this character. Also, this character can really only be used during Halloween since the costume was attached to the plush. Strangely enough, I actually have a theory about this Eevee that we'll explain in another section. Also, we don't even own this plush anymore, as well as a lot of other characters on this list.
Mulligan. Mulligan is just bizarre, and honestly, a really creepy character. He's some fat golfer guy that dances at Greg's parties. He's also never been established, not even once, yet Victini somehow knows who this guy is.
And it looks like there's some kind of golf club too. Well, kind of looks like Mulligan's, but
Why do we establish that Victini knows this weird guy? He's very out of place, doesn't match the vibe, and overall is just nothing. Axolotl friend. This axolotl friend is easily one of the most random and most cringeworthy characters, and I'd say is probably the worst character in Victini and Friends. Apparently, for no reason, the friends just casually know about this random axolotl that showed up in their hotel room, without any prior mention of this character.
Hey guys, I actually have a good idea. I know someone that Victini probably knows too. I know who Surf's Up is, and I'm pretty sure he has a friend called Axolotl, and I gotta say this quietly, but he can turn from nice to very evil. So what if they keep talking, we're gonna scare them.
They've never once mentioned Axolotl before and after the scene. His only purpose was to conveniently be right there when Victini and Friends had a problem. This character is just the definition of a plot device. After he scared off the Evolution trio, he just left and never came back. And he's definitely not returning.
Macaroon Sylveon. Okay, here comes a theory I mentioned earlier when discussing the Pirate Eevee. My theory is that this Sylveon from the Halloween party is actually the same exact character. My theory is that this Eevee from the previous Halloween video evolved into the Sylveon, which coincidentally acts the exact same. Personally, I think when I voice this character, I put too much emphasis on giving it a cutesy tone.
And yeah, I think this looks like a macaroon aesthetic.
Which I think ended up being annoying instead of giving this character personality. For example, Skitty is a character I intended on making cutesy, but she's leveled because it isn't her whole personality. With this Sylveon, it's random, not memorable, and honestly, I think Leafeon liked this girl more than anyone else did. Hello Kitty, Pumpkin, and Witch. I'm putting these two characters in the same category because genuinely, not only do they act the same, they are probably the most unlikable characters yet. I agree that the Victiniverse needs conflict and characters that aren't always nice, but the way I did it with these two was just unbearable. They're annoying, egoistic, and overall just big jerks. Not to mention they don't even fit the Victini and Friends. Personally, I think characters that aren't Pokemon can still have charm within the universe of Victini, but using characters like Sanrio don't fit in with the Victiniverse. Iconic characters such as Surf's Up, Fry Guys, and the Seaweed Band make more sense than having Sanrio characters, because they just aren't meme-worthy. Not only that, these two were genuinely just forgettable characters, and do not need a return.
How unfair. I mean, if it was up to us, I would say no to everyone and pick my bestie.
With that being said, villains will exist in Victini and Friends, but they should be created with at least a structure of personality and some likability, unlike what these two had. Standing Vaporeon. Not the Pokédoll version. This random Vaporeon in Victini's class was just unneeded. We had a plot with her that involved these two other plush, and we decided to scrap the whole idea since we have too many evolutions. It also just seemed like filler. Glaceon Pokédoll 2007. This Glaceon character was actually a very recent addition to Victini and Friends. She was shown throughout the school video on multiple occasions. First she was shown as a side character in the commercial, then later shown in the school lunch line. And if you look closely, there's some footage of her being in Victini's class. The reason this character isn't returning is simple actually, we just don't have a need for her. Personally, I don't like to have multiple of the same Pokemon species unless there's a specific reason for it. For instance, we already have a Glaceon character. There's no need for an entirely different one. There was nothing wrong with her character, she was just unneeded.
Lego Policeman and Blue Among Us. I feel like the reason for these two not returning is kind of obvious. But if you didn't know, these two appeared in one of the first Victini videos, and the first video shown on our channel. The plot of this video was that Doggart stole an amethyst from a flea market that Lucario was in charge of, for some reason, and Doggart was later caught by this Lego police cop who arrested him. Then, while Doggart was in jail, he met up with this Blue Among Us who was in jail for shaking his booty. But anyways, we don't really know what happened to this Lego toy, and we already have an important Among Us character, so there's no need for either of them. Returning characters. Characters that have been shown but were not really established and will be brought back. Rayquaza. Most likely you don't remember this character because he only had one scene and was in one of the oldest videos. We will be bringing him back because he's always had a role for him, but we just never had a reason for him to show up. We plan to make him a newsman who shows up anytime there's something important to announce. Also, we have a new plus for him now. Chuck the Truck. Chuck is Victini's old Uber driver. He only showed up in one episode and has been with Victini since 2015. We still planned on using his character simply because of how iconic he is next to Victini, and the fact he's also yellow and red. Chuck can also talk, meaning he has a personality and isn't just a truck. Even though we have a new Uber driver, Chuck will still always be Victini's car.
The Girl Squad. Glaceon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. Although bratty, these girls were still way better than the Hello Kitty Halloween girls. These three low-key had something going for them. Even though their introductions, especially in the Great Wolf Lodge video, kinda sucked. Why were they just roommates at their hotel room? Either way, these girls were kind of cute, and their Animal Crossing addictions were unique to watch. The reason they've been gone for so long is because all of the Poké Dolls we had are gone, and once we get them back, these three will definitely show up in the future. Evolution Poké Dolls. Speaking of Poké Dolls, this includes all the other evolutions as well. Leafeon, Umbreon, Espeon, Eevee, Sylveon, and Jolteon. All of these characters appeared in the Unexpected Pool Party video. I think personally once we get them back, they will all have different personalities. Umbreon was trying way too hard to be cool.
Since there's nothing really to do, I'm just gonna chill here.
Espeon didn't seem to care for Umbreon either.
That was it?
Yeah, what else am I supposed to say?
Why were we establishing that Espeon and Umbreon hate each other? Eevee and the female Leafeon were kinda cute at least. Jolteon was crazy, so he probably will stay. And for the love of God, I guarantee you Sylveon's personality was insanely predictable.
Okay, this is so fun. I love all this fun music.
So yeah, we'll make some changes once these arrive back to us.
Enderman. Enderman only seemed to show up during Greg's parties, and had some sort of personality in the Halloween party video, but honestly, he needs to be redone. Enderman should have a more cool and mysterious personality, and also just shouldn't speak much in general. But classic old me turned him into a "I'm so cool" character.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna win. I knew it. I just can perfectly recreate the Greg dance.
But I think he has potential, and we'll definitely use him in future videos. PewDiePie the Duck. This is a very unexplained character that we've had since 2015. I don't really know if the PewDiePie name will stick around, but it's kind of funny. The only appearance of this duck was in the Halloween party video, where he was being bullied by the stupid Hello Kitties. Honestly, they can just screw off. His costumes mogged them. He had really no reason to be the punching bag of the video, and he did good, honestly. If Mr. T with literally nothing but a gold chain could win, I mean, an honorable roll.
You didn't win. You got an honorable roll. I know, but I'm just saying. I knew I would be one of the honorable mentions.
Then he deserves one too. And he deserves a second chance on Victini, one where he's not being made fun of. Justice for PewDiePie the Duck. Totodile, or Mr. T. Totodile, or Mr. T, is a character that once again only showed up in the Halloween party video. And honestly, I just don't know about the whole Mr. T thing with Totodile. Not the name itself, just the whole DJ at Greg's party thing. Again, which was never really explained why they have a DJ, and he was never shown again. But a while ago, we actually did have a personality for this guy. He was supposed to really like Taco Bell and be one of Victini's friends. We're definitely bringing back Totodile, but not as a DJ, and the name Mr. T will be because no one can pronounce his actual name. Also, once again, I made Totodile act jerky, and also try so hard to be cool. Just how many characters did I make that tried so hard to be cool, but isn't at all? When we bring him back, he won't act like that, but instead probably be another chill guy. Unexplained background characters that will probably never return. Lego Policeman's Wife. The Lego Policeman's wife that really did nothing besides worry about her husband. Random police Lego biker. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I think this is a different police guy. Squishmallow Bat. This bat showed up not once, but twice. Pushing Vampire. Another background character at Greg's party. Pope. This big dinosaur who was a meme who only appeared once.
Strawberry Cat. The cat on Pope's back. Pastel Jolteon. This Jolteon really loves to jam out, I guess. Easter Eevee. Why is there so many random Eevees? Zhongli Dragon. You can barely see this guy. Roblox Police Officer. I guess the Lego Police Officer is gone now?
Lego Firefighter, aka Officer Sam. For some reason, this guy actually has a name. And here comes the whole group. Kurikuma Sherbert, Glaceon Christmas Plus, Standing Sylveon, Standing Glaceon, this one was also in line, Standing Leafeon, Sitting Cuties Leafeon, Standing Eevee, and finally Mew. Spike. This dinosaur for some reason had a strange obsession with aquariums. Big Sherbert Kurikuma, probably the most expensive plush ever shown in Victini and Friends.
Strawberry Cat Kurikuma. Why was it dancing with a ramen bowl? Kurikuma White Cat. Do a flip! Alolan Vulpix. It's funny how the Glaceon from the restaurant is hanging out with her. And they also get surprised by Enderman. Standing Jolteon. There's just so many different evolutions in this video. And again, this Leafeon is from the restaurant.
Gloomy Bear. This looks pretty cool to be honest. Squishmallow Axolotl. I feel bad for everyone who got crushed. Pastel Flareon and Fluffy Eevee. And these two got crushed. Hello Kitty Mummy. You can probably guess how this character would act. Pokédoll Vulpix. A girl in Victini's class. Wicked Cool Toy Sylveon. another girl from Victini's class that you can barely see. Upcoming characters. Characters we plan to add in Victini and Friends but don't have yet or have yet to be introduced.
Starting off with characters we currently have as plush. Rockruff. This will probably be a friend of Victini's or a classmate. Phineazin will definitely show up during the summer. Garchomp will either be a teacher or some kind of father figure. Delcatty, Skitty's sister. Glammeow, Skitty's choir friend.
Oddish. I won't spoil anything yet, but let's just say he'll be affiliated with Leafeon. Finnegan, friend of Vulpix. The Pink Thing, some kind of pet for Victini. Butterfree, a magical butterfly that we will not explain yet. Krokorok, the real epitome of cool he taught Zoroark. Torchic, a possible friend for Charmander and Snivy.
Trico, another friend of Snivy's. Minichino, a cleaner of some sort. Staryu, we need him for the Starfish Kingdom, aside Horsey. Golbit, a talking robot friend that Snivy owns. Charmeleon, Charmander's older brother.
Now on to the plushies we still need to buy. We'll show the ideal plush we'd like to get of each character and possible ideas. 2015 Trio, Gigi, Coco, Foxy. We need these three back for nostalgia. Standing Flareon, super nostalgic meme. Houndoom, the school bully. Tyrant, will probably be a teacher at Crazy Town Elementary. Charizard, Charmander's dad or maybe a gym teacher. Latios and Latias, these guys will be flight attendants. Shinx, Victini's friend or classmate.
Togedemaru, Pichu, Raichu, Dedenne, Pachirisu. I just feel like Pikachu clones work perfectly in Victini and Friends. Will probably have something to do with Emolga. Dragonite. This plush is just super nostalgic. It was actually a part of my super old collection too. And if you look closely, you also see Leafeon. Axew. Again, super nostalgic, just looks like someone Charmander would know. Zora. A mysterious character that will probably be involved with Zoroark. And maybe some more Lucario lore? Sandile. This guy is actually a big meme. It started because of this game Pokepark, where we decided that this guy loves fluffy blankets. Shaman. Perhaps some kind of Christmas or magical character? Purloin. A part of the Skitty squad. Wooloo. I visualize Victini and Friends being helped by her for some reason.
Noibat. Victini and Friends need more spooky characters, would be a great addition. Giratina, a possible antagonist or misunderstood character. Altaria, was mentioned in the school video that's Charmander's teacher. Absol, we're in need of some cool girls besides just the cutesy ones. And finally, here's a sneak peek of Surf's Up's brother. And of course, that isn't all the characters we want to add into Victini and Friends. We're always creating new ideas and characters for our channel, so this definitely isn't everything. That concludes our first official guide to all Victini characters. Keep in mind, we will make a part 2 when more characters come out. Thanks for watching.